Today we are learning the evaluation of limits of trigonometric functions. Limit of a trigonometric function. Here, to evaluate the limits containing the trigonometric function, we use the results. Limit x tends to a, sin x is equal to sin a, and it is not a rational function, so we can directly substitute the value and get the limit. Limit x tends to a, cos x is also cos a. That is, just put x is equal to a. Now we can use the other methods that we have already learned, that is factorization, rationalization and simplification, etc. while solving the functions containing trigonometric functions. And there are some theorem and which is taken as the results for calculating or evaluating the limit. Limit theta tends to 0, sin theta upon theta is equal to 1, and limit theta tends to 0, tan theta upon theta is equal to 1. And from this we can derive this result also, that is limit theta tends to 0, sin p theta upon p theta is equal to 1, where p is constant, because when theta tends to 0, p theta also will be tending to 0 only. So we can apply this limit as an application of this result. And this limit theta tends to 0, tan p theta upon p theta is equal to 1, where p is the constant. Let's solve the sums of exercise 7.4. Question number 1. Evaluate the following limits. First one, limit theta tends to 0, sin m theta upon tan n theta. Now we can apply the limit sin m theta upon, we can directly substitute the limit for both numerator and denominator, but we have the result only for sin theta. And limit theta tends to 0, sin m theta. What we will do is, we will multiply both the numerator and denominator by theta, divide both the numerator and denominator by theta. Then the numerator will become sin m theta upon theta, and denominator also becoming tan m theta upon theta, and give the limit for both. And also it is m theta and we have taken only theta, so we can multiply m and divide m to without changing the value, that is m and m are multiplied and divided, that is m into theta is divided here, and m, and tan n theta upon n theta, that is n is taken extra here, that is n is divided, so we multiplied n upon n, m upon m. Then limit theta tends to 0, sin m theta by m theta, and limit theta tends to 0, tan n theta by n theta. Then it is m by n into 1 upon 1, because we know the result, limit x tends to 0, sin x upon x, or limit theta tends to 0, sin theta upon theta is equal to 1. So m by n into this, m by n is constant, so we'll take it out from the limit, so m upon n into 1 upon 1, that is m upon n is the value of the limit. Question number 1, second one. Limit theta tends to 0, 1 minus cos 2 theta upon theta square, and 1 minus cos 2 theta is 2 sin square theta by using the trigonometric result. That is, denominator is theta square itself, and 2 is constant taken out, and here both numerator and denominator are the squares, so we can take it all together under a common square. So sin theta upon theta the whole square, and 2 into limit theta tends to 0, sin theta upon the whole square. We can apply the limit inside this bracket, so 2 into limit sin theta upon theta the whole square, that is 1 square. 2 into 1 square is 2. And question number 1, fourth one. Limit x tends to 0, sec x minus 1 upon x square, that is sec x minus 1. Here we multiply with the numerator and denominator by the conjugate of sec x minus 1, that is sec x plus 1 into here numerator and denominator multiplied with the sec x plus 1. Then the numerator will become sec square x minus 1, because it is of the form sec a minus b into a plus b, so a square minus b square form. The denominator as it is. Now sec square x minus 1 is tan square x Okay, then limit x tends to 0, tan square x upon x square into sec x plus 1. Now here x square is there and tan square is there. So we will take it together. Limit x tends to 0, tan x upon x the whole square into 1 upon sec x plus 1. And here limit x tends to 0, tan x upon x the whole square will become 1 the whole square into, here when we put x is equal to 1, it is not becoming 0, so we can directly substitute limit x tends to 0, sec x plus 1. That is, sec 0 is 1 itself, because cos 0 is 1, then sec 0 also will be 1. 1 upon 1 plus 1 is equal to 1 upon 2 is the value of this limit. Question number 2, second one. Limit x tends to pi upon 6 into root of 2 minus cosec x upon cot square x minus 3. And here 2 minus cosec x upon cot square x minus 3 will be written as cot square x minus, cot square x is cosec square x minus 1 minus 3. And limit x tends to pi upon 6, 2 minus cosec x upon cot square x is written cosec square minus 1, and this minus 1 and minus 3 minus 4. Now minus, it can be written minus of cosec x minus 2, and the denominator can be, this is of the form a square minus b square, so it is split into two factors, that is a minus b into a plus b form. So cosec x minus 2, and both numerator and denominators common, cosec x minus 2, so it is cancelled. So limit x tends to pi upon 6 minus 1 upon cosec x plus 2. And here when we directly substitute cosec, that is x is equal to pi upon 6, it is not becoming 0. So minus 1 upon cosec pi upon 6 plus 2, and we know cosec pi upon 6, sin pi upon 6 is 1 by 2, so cosec pi upon 6 is 2. So minus 1 upon 2 plus 2 is 4, minus 1 upon 4 is the value of this limit. Question number 3, third one. Limit x tends to pi upon 4, tan square x minus cot square x upon sec x minus cosec x. Here tan square x can be written as sec square x minus 1, we have learned in the trigonometry 1, minus cot square x is written as cosec square x minus 1, that is identities. Then sec x minus cosec x as it is. Now sec square x minus 1 and minus of minus 1 plus 1 is cancelled. So sec square x minus cosec square x. So it is of the form a square minus b square. So we can write it as a minus b into a plus b form, and the denominator as it is. So limit x tends to pi upon 4, sec x minus cosec x into sec x plus cosec x upon sec x minus cosec x. That is, sec x minus cosec x is common in both numerator and denominator and getting cancelled. The remaining function is limit x tends to pi upon 4 sec x plus cosec x, and we will apply the limit for each term separately, and it is a polynomial form function and there is no rational function, so we directly apply the limit. Sec x is equal to pi upon 4, sec pi upon 4 plus cosec pi upon 4, and cos pi upon 4, that is 45 is 1 upon root 2, cos 45 1 upon root 2, then sec 45 its reciprocal root 2. Similarly sin pi upon 4 is 1 upon root 2 and its reciprocal is root 2. That is, sec and cosec functions are the reciprocal functions of cos and sin functions. Now root 2 plus root 2 is 2 root 2 is the answer of the given limit. Now the next part will be explained in the next video. Thank you.